Welcome, everybody, to Broadcast Team Alpha. Hello, beautiful souls, light bearers, and cosmic thinkers. Have we got a show for you tonight? I am so excited about our guests. If you like what you hear tonight, please subscribe. And I I don't know about you guys, but if I really like the content, I always hit the bell because I want to know when new shows come up. But I want to ask you a question. What if I told you that there was one way to get well? And there really was. And what if I told you there is? So I'm going to leave you hanging with that. Augie, please introduce our amazing guests.
Yes, I sure will. And this is going to be a lot of fun and a lot of education. And it's going to bring hope to some people that maybe have lost some of it. We're going to talk about something that you probably never heard about because it hasn't been available to us to find out about until the last few years, even though there's been 30 years of medical research to develop it to the point where we now have something available. And we're going to explain, well, we're going to go into behind the curtain a little bit. And if you are healthy right now, we're going to show you how you can stay healthy. And if you're not, we're going to show you how you can become healthy. And there is, I would say there is diseases out there that if you have heard that there are no cures for, well, maybe there is. See, the CDC actually has come out the last probably 4 years or so. They discovered a brand new disease. And guess what it's called? It's called aging. And we're going to show you how you can even stop or even reverse the aging process. Now, Kare and Joshua Possick here, they are going to talk to you about what it takes to just be able to gain some of these advantages that we're going to talk about. And Joshua is a researcher and student of what's really work, and Kare has been involved in holistic health practices for 50 years. So without any more from me, welcome to the show there, Kare and Joshua.
Welcome, guys.
Thank you all.
I'm so happy to have you here.
So glad to be here. Thanks for inviting us.
Oh my goodness, it's such
great stuff to share.
It's such an honor. It's such an honor. And Kare, let's want to start at the beginning, like maybe the history, or where would you like to start?
Let me start 5 years ago, because 5 years ago, I was sitting in a wheelchair and I was listening to a brilliant quantum physicist say, I don't care what's going on in your body. If your blood is dirty and your circulation is blocked up, you can't really get better. And I thought, I totally believe that. But I've been in natural healing for 50 years, and I've never heard anybody say that, but I've always believed that. I mean, we live in toxic soup. We're getting toxins from our air, food, and water. And I didn't know of anything that could open up your circulation and clean your blood. And then he went on to say he was head of a huge science team that was put together 50 years ago. It was paid for by European royalty to find the cause of aging and to find out what to do about all the different issues. And it had to be 100% plants, nothing artificial, and it could do no harm. And I thought, whoa, you got my attention. And for sure, because I've never heard of anything like that. And I listened 50 years ago. This science team was put together from all around the world. Half of them were quantum physicists, and they began studying all the plants. They studied all the plants and narrowed it down to 44 of the most powerful plants on the planet But then they did something that nobody has ever done before. They figured out how to go into the quantum structure of the plants, locate, isolate, remove, and study every single molecule. And did you know that every plant has about 1,000 different types of molecules? They
Wow.
studied every one of those, and it took them 30 years because they wanted to find out what's the frequency of that molecule? What does it do in the body? How does it act and interact with all the other ones? 150 million variables
Wow.
before they came up with a product that is a spray. Here it is right here. Spray it under your tongue. It goes right into your bloodstream. The whole body responds by just relaxing and opening, and cleans and opens the bloodstream, nourishes the body back to health so the body can clean the blood, boost the immune system, stimulates our own stem cell production. Nothing has ever done that before, and actually has been proven to reverse biological age. But we've got a really very short few-minute video that kind of shows the whole history. Joshua, can you play that for us?
Our story begins in the aftermath of World War I, when the Spanish flu pandemic claimed 50 million lives. Desperate for answers, royal families turned to top scientists to uncover the root cause of illness and the effects of aging, using only the power of plants. For decades, this team of brilliant minds studied and isolated the highest frequency molecules from 44 of the most powerful healing plants on Earth. After 30 years of meticulous research, they achieved something miraculous. This breakthrough laid the foundation for discoveries that would later win Nobel Prizes in the 1950s, recognizing the vital role of nutrition and oxygen in the body. The evolution continues. In 1973, a special team of European scientists took this research even further. They documented and perfected a process to extract the most nutritious parts of each plant, refining it from over 150 million possible combinations. This led to the creation of iHercules, the most advanced breakthrough in nutrition available to this point in history. iHercules is built on a precise blend of plant nutrients delivered directly to the bloodstream, bypassing common absorption issues. This formula not only supports the body's internal systems, but also presents a new frontier in reverse biological aging. The story of this extraordinary super nutrition technology spread quietly among the elite and privileged. Known as straight from God's garden, iHercules was trusted by adults, babies, pets, and animals alike. It was a safe, potent solution that enriched the blood, enhanced microcirculation, and targeted zombie cells, helping raise the frequencies of the body's immune system. As the elite experienced life-changing results, a visionary businessman saw an opportunity. His mission was clear: to bring this once exclusive technology to everyday people at affordable prices. The evolution continues. This visionary imagined a world where anyone could benefit from iHercules without needing to visit clinics or doctors. He dreamed of making this advanced formula accessible, affordable, and available right at people's doorsteps. He connected with prestigious partners who could help his vision become a reality, and something new was born. The once secret formula, now simply known as X, combined with the process to extract the high-frequency healing molecules, they put it all together and new extracts was born. The evolution continues. Today, New Extracts champions 3 extraordinary products, each transforming the health and well-being of families worldwide. The global expansion has begun, and now you are the next phase of this remarkable journey. Are you ready to be part of the evolution?
Are you ready to be part of the evolution? Oh my gosh. All these years that I've been in natural healing, I've never seen anything do what this does. This is all I use. I don't even use supplements anymore. This, when they first came out with this was only for the elite. They treated more than 300,000 patients in Europe through medical doctors. And you know what? Everybody got better. And they were stage 3 and 4, you know what? Half of them were. The other half were elite athletes, actors, and very wealthy people, because they were charging $150,000 for a 4-month blood upgrade. And it just so happens that the head of the science team had a daughter who married an American and happened to be in Europe when they were putting the blood work into the big computers in Zurich. And they had done blood work on these 300,000 patients every 3 weeks. So they have massive amounts of information. And when he was all done, he came back to his father-in-law and said, holy moly, this is the most powerful, safe, clean product you can put in your body. He said, let me take it to the United States and put it in a company that can take it directly to the end users at prices we can all afford. And he said, and there were no allergic reactions. There were no contraindications with any medications. There were no negative side effects. This was revolutionary. Evolutionary is what it was. And I started using it immediately. The company was here 5 years ago. I saw it when it was just 3 months old. So I've been using it ever since. And I'll tell you what happened with me. I was in a wheelchair. I had had an auto accident. I had bone on bone in both my hips, and I had sat in a wheelchair for 2 years. I could not put any weight on my legs. And I was refusing to have back surgery or hip replacement. And I started using this spray. This is what you do. This is all you do.
I love it.
4 sprays under your tongue, morning, afternoon, and evening. And within 2 months, I could walk with no pain. Why? When you open up the circulation and microcirculation, inflammation goes away. Inflammation's the cause of pain. But as Anna Aslan found out years and years ago, that the cause of aging is inflammation. It's also the cause of all of our issues. So I started using it and could walk with no pain. And then I just started getting better and happier and healthier and younger. And I gave it to my husband, who had had a serious blood condition, sugar condition, and for 40 years. And by the end of 4 months, he was no longer having to give himself shots or take medication.
Incredible.
After 40 years. And he had also had a major heart condition, and his cardiologist had said he would never get better, he would only get worse. And by the end of 4 months, hadn't had an episode. We went to the cardiologist, recorded his heart in normal sinus rhythm for the first time in 10 years. So that's when I started telling people, and that's why I'm still doing it and telling you, because everybody deserves to know about this. This is the most amazing thing I've ever put in my body. I have now more than 40,000 people using this, and I'm seeing reversals in everything. I mean, really, truly everything, physical, mental, emotional. And you know, when you raise your frequency, you raise your consciousness too. I mean, this has taken the place of absolutely every other thing I'd ever taken. So,
And I'm just going to jump in here as as the nurse for 1 minute. You know, we can't say things specific diagnosis. Like Karen mentioned, stage 3, stage 4, but in a lot of those other people, and in the people that even I am working with, we've got badly behaving blood vessels. We've got hearts that are doing kind of crazy things. We've got fluid buildup where it doesn't belong. And these little beautiful miraculous molecules are beginning to reverse it because it's working at the very base level, the microcirculation where our cells breathe and get fed. And when you start from there and then give it all that God gave us for nutrition, then the body can do what God made it to do, right?
That's so right. It's not that this is the miracle. Our bodies are the miracle.
Exactly.
But they have to have the right nutrients. And this is it. This is food from God's garden. There is nothing artificial in this. You can take a vitamin C out of an orange, an organic orange, and put it in a supplement. You put that in your body doesn't know what to do with that because our bodies were meant for food. But if you take a molecule out of a plant and that molecule has every single nutrient, all of the enzymes, you put that in the body goes, yes, thank you. And this goes right into the bloodstream. And it goes right to where the body is calling for those nutrients.
Absolutely. And it's so appealed to me that it goes right into the bloodstream because not only myself, it's better now, but many of my clients and many of my friends and family, it seems like everybody has an issue with their gut. So the supplements that we're putting down into our gut, I think are becoming inert, or maybe they're just getting passed and we're really not getting the nutritional value of them. So we put them right under the tongue where a lot of, pharmaceutical medicines go when they really want it to get in fast, and it really goes to where it needs to go. And it is just, I don't, I can't help but call it miraculous from my own perspective. 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I was just out of the hospital after a cardiac event. I was gray, I was frail, I was doddering. I couldn't think straight. It exhausted me to make the bed. And the only thing that I did different, because Augie met Kare and Josh, and they sent me this product, and I'm like, what do I have to lose? And the next thing I'm making the bed and I don't have any more heart pain. And I'm lifting soaking wet down comforters out of the washing machine and throwing it into the dryer like it's a basketball. And that's what really got me. That is what crossed the line and said, oh my God, this is healing me. This is helping me heal. And I will forever be a believer. I mean, and now, in my own personal practice, I want everybody who has an issue, big or small, to at least know about it so they can make an informed decision. Because I've got people getting better that doctors said they shouldn't get better.
Yep, absolutely.
Me and my mother, we started this because what it did for our family. And we find it is our obligation to share it, because when you have miracles happen for yourself, you have an obligation to the rest of the world to share what you've learned. And that's what this is tonight.
Well, when this started over 50 years ago in Europe, and it had to be 100% plants and it could do no harm. At the same time that was getting started in the United States, on the other hand, Big Pharma was getting started, and Big Pharma was going, how can we synthesize those plants so we can make money on them, because we can't patent a plant? And we've been so misinformed for our whole lives about what medicine and supplements do. I mean, 95% of the supplement companies, I think, are owned by big pharma now. And that's what we've been,
Yeah.
I mean, I've taken more supplements than almost anybody, on the planet, and
Yeah.
recommend them to everybody. I don't take any anymore. Our bodies were made for food, and this is food.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and
Yes.
since we are talking about testimonies a little bit, I don't really have anything for myself because I'm probably the most healthy person I know, but there is an older lady living in this hospital, and she was deep in dementia. And I've been giving her the spray here for probably about 3 weeks or so. And I can discover that she has better memory than she did before. So there's something here that can be good for dementia, according to what I see for right now. And that is unique because we are told that there's nothing that can do anything for dementia.
You
Absolutely.
know,
I've
all
never
we're
seen that.
talking, all we're
Go ahead.
talking about is a soft tissue. A soft tissue, when it becomes inflamed, inflammation, now you end up with this bad mixture of heat, toxicity, and it just keeps on going into the wrong directions. Well, the first thing you need to do is, if you're able to open up and allow more blood flow to a specific area, within return, the blood supply, you have an exit for inflammation. What are we talking about? We're talking about something biblical. Life is in the blood. Feed the blood. This is specific. This is specific molecules for feeding the red blood cell, which is connective tissue and able to penetrate it. It is just a whole new technology. But like what we were speaking of, now we have an exit for inflammation. Now the body can have a chance of getting itself back into homeostasis.
Well, and you're talking about getting to the root cause of every one of our issues. Drugs and supplements don't get to the root cause. They cover up symptoms. They get rid of
Yeah.
symptoms. This gets at the root cause of aging and all of our issues. It goes in, opens the circulation, and I can't say it cleans the blood. It nourishes the body so the blood can be cleaned, but all of that's done through quantum physics. If you put high frequency molecules like this into a closed system like the circulatory system, everything that's in the circulatory system that's low frequency raises up in frequency and raises up in pH. So, actually transmutes it so that the body can deal with it and get rid of it. What's in the blood that shouldn't be there? We live in toxic soup. We're getting toxins from our air, food, and water. There's no way getting around it. But so we've got so much stuff that shouldn't be there. Virus, bacteria, fungus, mold, chemicals, pesticides, glyphosates, heavy metals, radiation, chemtrails, spike protein, plastic particles. You name it, it's there, and it shouldn't be there. But the interesting thing is, when the blood gets clean, then the immune system, everybody's immune system is down because of the dirty blood. It's got to have vision to be able to locate and destroy fast aging and damaged and diseased cells. So when the blood is clean, it can see what it's going after and get rid of the right ones. And the other thing that's interesting is, before I started using this, your body gets rid of about 1 million cells a day. My body would come in and replace them. I'm 76 with my 76-year-old duplicate copies of those cells with shorter telomeres. Those are the little end caps on DNA. But because this does something else that nothing else has ever done, this stimulates our own stem cell production. And those are the repair cells. You've got to have those if you're going to get well. And now what happens is my body gets rid of the aging and damaged and diseased and zombie cells. And instead of duplicate copies of my old stuff getting rid, I'm producing brand new baby stem cells, my own, not getting injected. They're coming out of my body, but my body is creating them. And they've got very long telomeres, which means long life. And so that's how, so we're getting rid of the aging and old stuff and bringing in brand new and young.
And I
And
want
this,
to point,
yeah,
I
and
want to
talk
just point
about
out
this, the
that,
test.
well, where I was going to point out, Mom, is that this is how God created our bodies to work. All we're talking about are the systems of regeneration that God created, our vascular microcirculation, our immune system, and stem cells. Shouldn't you be feeding them? That's this whole conversation, is you feed the body and you feel the difference.
And there was a test done. 1,500 people did blood studies that had been using this for about 4 months. And it was sent to a third-party laboratory that won the Nobel Prize for developing the test for biological age. Now, they have tested thousands of people. They never found anybody that legitimately, with their test, reversed biological age more than 3 to 5 years. And all of these 1,500 blood studies came in. Every one of them reversed biological age by 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 years. Nothing has ever done this.
Wow.
Nothing has ever done this. In fact, can I show you my before and after picture?
Please.
Yes.
Okay, let me do this. So I'm going to do just a really quick screen share here. Okay, this is me 5 years ago. This is my little outdoor wheelchair. But I want you to look at my skin. This is what it looks like to have blocked up circulation and dirty blood and zombie cells. And remember, I'd been in natural healing and energy medicine for more than 50 years. And I've been doing everything right. Eating well, doing lots of supplements, running a yoga school, but I had an auto accident. And so I gained weight because I couldn't walk around. But I want you to look at my skin here. This is after using this for 3 years. You know, they say in 4 months' time, you've got an upgrade in your blood. And that's when my husband's issues, I mean, and he was 80 years old, those were reversed within 4 months. In 3 years, you've got a whole new body. I've got a whole new body. And look at my skin. It's luminous because I have clean blood and open circulation and no zombie cells. And I've got massive amounts of stem cells that are fixing. Stem cells are repair cells. They repair what goes bad. So that's what's happened to me. And with all of the people that I've been sharing this with, I'm seeing reversals in things I've never seen before. Just like Augie said with his friend with dementia. I've never seen that reverse. We've got loads of people. I've got a gentleman who was an attorney, who, when his mother got dementia and the doctor called him and said she can't live by herself anymore, he retired and went to take care of her. And he did not even, she didn't even recognize him. She was just babbling. She didn't have any comprehension left. With the first week of using this spray, she recognized him and other family members. And in 3 weeks, she was getting words back and was sitting and having conversations. And after 3 months, he took her to a convention on an airplane. I mean, if any of you have people that have dementia or any major memory issues like that, you don't take them out of the house. You don't know what's going to happen. But I'm seeing reversals in everything, and absolutely everything, because this hits at the root cause of aging and every condition. And it's not just for us. You can use this for brand new babies. I mean, Joshua has 2 babies that have been using this since they were born. And his wife went through the second pregnancy using this. So the baby was getting it through the umbilical cord the whole time, and then through her milk. And we've got people over 100 on it, and we've got every kind of pet imaginable. Oh my gosh, I've got amazing pet stories too.
Well, I want to
Yes.
jump in and ask Nori to share if anyone's interested in learning more. And Nori, could you share your site?
Absolutely. Mac has been putting it in. Um, and I would give you my website where you can go straight to the products. But as a nurse, I am high touch and low tech. So I would love for you to go to Alpha Miracle Molecules, Alpha for Broadcast Team Alpha, Augie and I, alphamiraclemolecules.com. And please make an appointment to just have a chat with me. I can talk about your personal health and what's going on and explain more about the products and, give you more information about the miraculous things that are happening, not only to people, but their pets. And Pixie recovered from a wicked, I took her to the emergency vet twice and they couldn't fix her. But then I got the Eye Revive cream, and now Pixie's ears are beautiful and healed and clean. So that's just one of them. But alphamiraclemolecules.com. I'd love to talk with you. Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
and
talked.
I want to say also that everybody out there listening to this, they have their own considerations. And for many of these things, it's very cumbersome to go to a doctor and go in there. And that is the right thing to do many, many times. But it is what we're talking about here is not to replace anything in the medical system. It is more like adding to, because there are other things that works just as well. And when you are talking with Nori, when you get some time, get your 15 minutes with Nori and talk to her, then you can run by her your considerations, what your issues are. And she is the holistic universal nurse. So you will get a little different view of what's going on. And then you can make your own decision at that time what you want to do.
And a lot of people who do come to me come through a concerned friend, daughter, son, or loved one. They're really worried about their father or their mother, and they're at a loss. The Western medicine is not working for them, and those are my favorite. Those are my favorite outcomes.
Yeah.
I've been in Western medicine for 30 years, and there's a time and there's a place for it, but this is different. This is getting at the root cause of what is wrong. If you can imagine, let's just imagine, extracellular fluid building up in the legs, right? Where is it going to begin to build up? It's going to build up in the cells first. So just because you get medicine that makes you release water doesn't mean you're getting down to the microcirculation and cleaning it out. So guess what? It's going to happen again. I hope I didn't say too much medicine there, but
No, that's so true though.
okay.
I want to say one more thing also, and that is that if you look back at what Nori and I have been doing with this show, for the last 5 years, you will find we have not endorsed any product.
No.
This is the first time that we do something like this, and there's a reason for that. There is science behind this, and 30 years of medical research, and it works. So that's why we are having this show and explaining it to you.
Absolutely. And there's a science team behind all of this, and it's doctors and scientists and quantum physicists. It is the team of the future. It's the team
Yeah.
that everything should be. So Here, can you talk a little bit about zombie cells because they're so bad for us, and I don't think we kind of touched upon them.
Well, the medical profession is just now like Cedars-Sinai, and um, there's so many different medical organizations are talking about zombie cells. Those are actually senescent cells. Those are cells that are sick, but they're not dying. They take in nutrition, but they don't do what they're supposed to do, but they give off toxins. So all the cells around them get sick. And those are called zombie cells. And they're spending billions of dollars trying to figure out how to kill zombie cells. But you know what? All you need, see, little children don't have zombie cells because their immune system is working. All we have to do is bring our immune system up, and the immune system takes care of those zombie cells. And I mean, this is simple. We've already got the solution. They've already spent millions to figure out how to do this. But this is it. This is all you got to do is clean your blood, open up your circulation, boost your immune system, and the zombie cells go away. And then the stem cells can come in and repair what's been damaged. I mean, you saw what I looked like before. You can see that I have, oh, I can't believe how I feel. I mean, every single condition I had has been reversed at 76. And recently I had something really weird happen. I woke up and had a bruise on my foot. It was like the size of my hand. And it was black and wrapped around my foot. And I had not hurt myself. And everybody that looked at it said, "Oh my God, that looks like a blood clot." And I went to and had a vascular sonogram. And the woman went in on my groin first. And she goes, "Oh my God." And I'm going, "Oh no, oh my God, what?" And she says, "Oh, nothing, nothing. You have the cleanest, most open lymph system I've ever seen." And I'm going, "Well, good." So then she does my veins and she goes, "How old are you?" I go, "I'm 76. She says, "I get 30-year-olds that don't have as healthy looking veins as yours." But then she did my arteries and she said, "Kare, I've been doing this for 23 years and I have never seen anybody older than 13 with no plaque in their arteries. You have no plaque in your arteries." And I was really surprised by that because when I was 60, I had high blood pressure, shortness of breath, arrhythmias. I was going to the cardiologist every other month. Both my parents died of heart attacks at age 72. And here I am at 76 with no plaque in my artery.
Amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
It's amazed me too. I was never expecting that.
So in 4 months, we, I don't know the proper word, we turn over our blood. So we have all new healthy blood cells,
Yeah,
right?
it's called a blood cycle.
The blood
Every
cycle.
red blood cell dies and a new one takes its place in 4 months. So if you're keeping this in your bloodstream, like 4 sprays morning, afternoon, and evening, then in for 4 months, then every new blood cell that gets formed in the presence of these high frequency molecules. And they take on the frequency, the healing information from nature, and the quantum nutrition, the likes of which you've never had in your body before.
Yes.
So it's an upgrade in your blood.
And
that's
then
if we take it, if we
Go
take
ahead,
this to
Ted.
the next level and we think about how cells reproduce. So 4 months is the lifespan of a red blood cell. What's the lifespan of a soft tissue like a liver or any of the organs? Within that period of time, it's 3 years. Within 3 years, every one of the soft tissue cells will be replaced and a new one will take its place. What we're really talking about, all it is food. And if you feed your body right, now every time that something comes into being, it's healthier and stronger and can be more efficient. and we're utilizing food from God's garden. This is actually very, very interesting because they studied patients' blood work to see for the last 30 years what each molecule did. And that's how this product was created. This is not something that was created by man to make money. This was something that was created from wanting to understand how things worked, and then a product was formed. So this has been in use, but it's only been in use by the elite, the science team, to work on their ongoing studies that this came from. It literally was, you had to be part of the study. You had to work with a very elite science team. And a lot of these times, the amount of money they had to charge was astronomical for the average person. This is a grassroots movement to be able to take something that we know that is effective and to be able to get it to the common man, because we are in a day and an age when all the technologies are coming to light. What we're really speaking of at this moment is a technology to be able to pull just a specific molecule from a plant with no residuals, not to change it. So your body innately knows how to utilize it. And you're not extending any energy to break it apart. It's been done. This is really food from God's garden, but it amazes me that we have this now. Look at the timing. Look at the timing, everyone.
Exactly.
Things are coming to light, and it is a blessing upon us.
Exactly. And then in 7 years, that life renewal, so to speak, moves into the bones, yeah?
The hard cells, yes.
The heart cells. That's amazing because there's so many people who have had crush injuries and they've been told that there's not anything that could ever be done about it. But if you're having new cells in 7 years, I think it's worth waiting for, you know?
Nori,
Yeah.
something happened with my dog several years ago. She tore her cruciate ligament. That's it's the ligament in the back knee. And
Yeah.
I was told that she would need a $7,000 surgery and that they would cut out the knee joint and glue the bones together.
Aw.
Barbaric. And then she would not be able to jump up or down off of anything for 6 months. Can you imagine trying to keep? It's a big dog. Can you imagine that? And
Yeah.
because, I have bone on bone in both hips, and I haven't done anything for 5 years. And I'm thinking, do I really want to do that? I mean, that sounds barbaric. And I just said, okay, let's just keep giving her this spray and just take it day by day and see what happens. That was several years ago. Do you know she's
Wow.
out running in the backyard, chasing squirrels, chasing my chickens, and you would never know that she had anything wrong with her leg. And they said she would never walk again. There would be nothing that could be done. But
Sure. Yeah.
you said something else about your dog, and I want to just pick up on that you were
Yeah.
saying about the cream. And I
Yes.
want to tell everybody about this cream. The science
Please.
2 years ago brought us this amazing cream called iRevive. And they had used it, they had created it for stage 3 and 4 burn patients. And what it does is it stimulates stem cell production so that people that have, stage 3 and 4 means there's no skin. And people that you can use it on that open wound and it will stimulate stem cell production so the skin regenerates. And we've got it now. And if you put it on your skin, any place, it's going to revive your skin. Whether you use it for wrinkles, brown spots, bug bites, burns, open wounds, eczema, anything that's going on in your skin, these fibroblast stem cells, which nobody's ever done this before either. These fibroblast stem cells will revive your skin, but after, like it did your dog's ears, and I do the same thing in Chloe's ears when she starts itching them, or she gets itchy on her paws. I put this on, and I don't have to be afraid of her licking it off because it's 100% plants.
Yes.
And yeah, and once it's done working on the skin, those fibroblast stem cells migrate. Yeah, migrate and go in and repair whatever's underneath it. So, I mean, I've got people that have put it on their face and rubbed it over their eyes and eyelids and and have had eye issues disappear. I mean, some serious ones that I used to have people that would call me and say, Kare, what do you have natural for this eye condition? I had nothing. And here, this face cream, this skin cream is doing that. And, from your lips to your rectum is actually a tube that's made out of skin. We call it our digestive tract. You can actually eat this. Who's got skin cream they can eat, right?
Really,
If
really.
people have acid reflux and anything going on in their digestive tract, this is just amazing. And
Yes.
so a lot of people are using the two together. This is all I use nutritionally, and this is all I use on my skin. And I don't use moisturizers or serums, all that stuff. My skin has never looked better, ever.
Your skin is amazing.
It never was, it wasn't until I was in my 70s that somebody first said to me, "You've got beautiful skin." I mean, how crazy is that, right? But it's these
True.
products, I Revive and I Hercules.
And
Power of
just,
food.
yeah,
Or
I said the power of food.
yes.
our
And
bodies were made for food.
and it just clicked when you were talking because and it takes so little. I was a little skeptical, but it takes so little. I just dip my little pinky in and I get like a half a split pea and
Yeah.
I put dots, but you know what I noticed, Care, is that when I would rub it, after a while, when I guess it began to exfoliate, there was a spot there that was very irregular than the rest of my skin. And I kept working on it, and now it's gone. And I can't help but wonder, was that sun damage? Was that some badly behaving cells that would have come up later? But the fact is, it's gone, they're gone, and it's amazing.
And your skin looks beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, and you can
guys-
tell how soft and moist it is.
that's all I use.
Yeah, me too.
And I was like you. I use the serum, the eye serum, the moisturizer, the toner, everything. Yeah. And this is just beautiful.
Well, and
And
I used to buy antiseptic cream for, cuts and scrapes and things. I don't do that anymore. This is antiseptic and a fungal and a microbial. You can put this
Antiviral.
Antiviral.
everywhere. Yeah, I put it up my nose when I fly on an airplane because of all of those qualities of it.
Absolutely. And one of my friends who is a client, he's in his 80s and his hearing aids were maxed out and that really troubled him. So he began putting the iRevive in the front of the ear and the back of the ear. And he announced to us 2 weeks ago that he has turned his hearing aids down and now had to buy a new pair, lesser potent pair.
We
Can
have
I
a
give
gentleman. Yeah, go ahead, Josh.
I
Sorry.
wanted to give an analogy to everyone. So I always love sharing the fact, if you look at frostbite, someone has frostbite, they've lost blood
buy a new
flow to
pair.
an area of their body. Now, what we're really talking about is if the body's able to open itself up, so we're able to get blood flow to different areas of the body, Remember, life is in the blood. All our nutrients that we consume travel through the blood all the way down to the cells. And our immune system is in the blood. So just with that being said, the microcirculation is what attaches and feeds the cells. So if we're able to work with what God gave us, life is in the blood, things are able to awaken. It is
Yes.
beautiful.
Well, and you know that microcirculation, and micro, it's really micro. That means those vessels are so tiny that 100 of them could fit in a human hair. So you can see how easily they would get blocked up from all this, toxic soup that we live in that goes into our blood. So we're
Yeah.
getting to the very root cause of all of it right there.
Yes. And when we were talking the other night, we were talking about how it uplifts the body, and it was regeneration, microvascular, immune system, and stem cell. Can you speak to that? I can't remember the conversation around that.
Can I jump in on this one?
Please.
What we're talking about is the three systems that God gave us for regeneration: vascular, microcirculation, our immune system, and our stem cells. Now, with those three systems, if your blood is clean and open and moving to where throughout the whole body, naturally your immune system's uplifted, and it's a way it's supposed to be. But when we feed this molecule specifically for the stem cells, now what we've done is we have really created the ability of all three systems to work in harmony to create new cells at a very, very elevated rate. So normally you're going to get copies. A cell every so often will make a copy of itself. But what we're talking about is using the systems through food so that the body's able to have vision. I know that's an interesting word, of the fast aging, damaged and diseased cells. So the immune system can go after them and utilize stem cells, creating new cells. And that's new cells wherever your body innately calls for it.
And up until this point, we've not been able to do that. We've had nothing that cleaned the blood and opened the circulation. And I want to tell you a really quick story. So years ago, Augie said he's heard this story too. Years ago, I think it was Stanford University did an anti-aging study, and they did it with chickens because chickens only live like 4 to 5 years. And so then they could study generations. And so if a chicken's can only live 4 to 5 years, they were able to keep a chicken heart beating for more than 50 years. And the only thing they did was they kept that in a petri dish and they changed the water or the medium every single day. So what I'm doing when I spray this every day, I am keeping my water, my bloodstream clean. I'm cleaning it every single day. And I'm living a lot longer than I thought I was going to. There's no way. I mean, I've never been healthier. My blood work is perfect. I've got no plaque in my arteries. I'm
That's
looking younger,
incredible.
feeling younger. I mean,
Yeah.
this is revolutionary.
Can I
Yeah.
ask
Yeah.
everyone a question? Just for
Yeah.
my own little being. How old do you all plan to live?
I've been
Augie,
talking about 275. Of course, by the time I get to 275, I'm going to say, oh no, I should have said 300.
Yeah, I'm there with you. We went through a hurricane a couple of weeks ago, and I was sitting with my dog, Chloe, watching the wind and the storm, and nobody was in my house, just me. And I'm sitting there and I'm making a list. I made a list of the 100 things I wanted to do in the
Aw.
in the next 100 years. And I had this huge list, all these outrageous things that I wanted to do. And I'm all done and I'm reading through the list and I'm thinking, who thinks like this? You know,
Yeah,
love
in the
it.
people that are using this do now.
yeah. Now, I want to talk to the listeners for just a second, and that is that if you look in the chat room on the YouTube, you will find the link to the website that Nori will be talking to you. It doesn't hurt. Go get yourself set up with an appointment with Nori, because then you have your own considerations. Then you can discuss that with her. And of course, it's free. You just get just a little talk with her, so you can get an idea of what can be done.
Absolutely. No obligation, just a conversation. I can tell
Yeah.
you about the product, and then I will give you the website to go to the products themselves. I like to talk with you first, because if all of a sudden you fall in love with the products, there's multiple ways to access the products, and some ways are more beneficial for you. And I would like for you to, of course, get the best deal. So that's the only reason. Well, that's
Yeah.
one of the reasons I would love to talk with you. Yeah, yeah,
And
really
we're
good.
making friends.
Yeah. And to answer your question, Josh, before I met you, I was preparing for death. I tidied up the bookshelf because I didn't know who'd be coming in to get me, you know. I was going to pay for my cremation. I mean, very serious. And I had finally gotten okay with it. And now I can say 120. I really can. I can say 120 without any distortion. Yeah. I think
Uh,
that's possible now.
You know,
And
the one thing for the viewers to understand is there is no age range that a cell should die.
Yes.
It's based on the toxicity of its environment, but there's nothing that says that a cell should only live X amount of time. And that's
Yeah.
what we're speaking of by this conversation.
Yeah. Well, we only have a few minutes left, and I'm just so grateful to have this conversation with you. And I hope you'll come back, because there is so much more to talk about. You both have so many beautiful facets to you, and Kare's art and Kare's 50 years of natural healing. I mean, I want to talk about that as well. Is there anything you want people to know that we haven't touched yet, or?
yeah, this company is owned by 4 very wealthy businessmen. And they did not start this to make more money like every other company I know of. They started it on a mission to change healthcare. And we are on that same mission. Do you know how good it makes me feel, Nori, to hear your story? If I hadn't have told people who told people who told Augie, who told you, I mean, who knows?
Who
This,
knows?
yeah, this has just so touched my heart to be able to share this, that I believe everybody needs to know that there's a better way, and this is it. Not everybody's maybe ready for this yet, but there's a lot of conscious people out there that know that there's a better way and have been looking for it. And that's what we're doing, is just letting people know that
Yes.
we've got an answer for everything, physical, mental, and emotional, so that the body can actually do what it was put here to do. Our bodies are a miracle. They just need certain nutrients, and we've got them.
Yes,
They're
Yeah.
food from God's garden.
exactly.
We got to remember that our health is not the doctor's responsibility. It is our responsibility to keep that health the best we can. And if we have a consideration of something in the body that we haven't found the solution to, know one thing: there is always solutions. So that's why I'm telling you,
Mhm.
check up a time with Nori and get to talk about it. Because
Yes,
there is
please.
more testimonies, there is more things that you could probably find out from talking to her. And it doesn't hurt
Absolutely.
to reach out.
Absolutely. Yes. Josh, is there
What was the website again?
it's alpha miraclemolecules.com, like Team Alpha. Josh, anything you want everybody to know before we go?
One word, hope.
Hope. I
That's
love
what
that.
Augie started with. This was hope. And I want to share with you, when you have hope in your heart, you will find a solution because you can look, you have the hope to carry on to find. That's what we're talking about, is
Yeah.
something that can share hope.
Yes. Yes.
And,
And I
and
just
health.
and health. I just want to end on a little bit of a humorous note. So, I'm in West Virginia and my doctor is like Patch Adams. Like seriously, in the summer he comes into work in cutoff jeans and a t-shirt, but he's brilliant. He saved my life. So I walked in and he hadn't seen me. And I won't curse on the air, but I'm sitting in the room waiting for him. He opens the door and he goes, "Holy sh!" You know what the rest is. What happened to you? I said, "Look, I have my veins back." He said, "You got a lot more than your veins back. What have you done?" And I told him, and he said, "Just keep doing it. Just keep doing it." Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you so much. You guys, I owe you just so much gratitude for showing up at the right time and for sharing it so that it did get around to me. And thank you, Augie. You got it to me. So much love to everybody. And thank you for being here and in the chat room. And we will have Kare and Joshua on again. And until then, take care of each other. Much love, everybody. Much love.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Blessings,
And
everybody.
for all of you listening out there, if you like what you heard, please subscribe if you are on YouTube. Otherwise, like us wherever you are.
Thank you.
I like you.
I
I
like
do
you
too.
too.